So he said he was going to his friend's house to play video games.
He left at 3:30.
I don't know the exact time.
This woman sits before police, spinning a web of lies. Just hours earlier, she had brutally murdered her son, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐿, concealed his body in the basement, and then called 911 to report him missing.
Castle County 911. My son was supposed to be home at 6 o'clock, and it's almost 7. He's only 11.
Okay. What's his name?
Gannon.
When was he last seen?
Maybe around like 3:30, maybe.
Has this ever happened before?
No. So we went to the neighbor's house. My daughter just went to Stingray Park, and he's not there.
The officers arriving at the scene had no idea of the horror awaiting them and would soon be caught in the grip of this killer's twisted deception. On January 27th, Letitia first told her workplace she couldn't come in due to her stepfather's alleged death.
He was supposed to be here at 6 o'clock because we were going to eat dinner. And that dinner told him he could play with his friend. And he didn't come back at 6. So we drive to the neighbor's house and they're like, no, he's not here.
Then hours later claimed her stepson Gannon was sick. Yet surveillance at 10:16 a.m. showed them leaving in her red Nissan Frontier. Not for a doctor, but a Petco. By 2 p.m. they returned carrying cleaning supplies and backing into the driveway, something she'd never done before. Gannon was last seen with her, and she waited 5 more hours to report him missing.
My son was supposed to be home at 6 o'clock, and it's almost 7. And we went to like all his friend's house. He said he was going to be at his friend's house, and they said he wasn't there, and the other one said he never came there. So I don't know any other people to call and ask. And I talked to my husband, so I told him I had to call you guys as fast as I could because I don't know anyone else here that he could be with. He's only 11.
Officers raced to Letitia's home, determined to gather every bit of information they can, knowing that with each passing second, Gannon's trail grows colder. For someone who has just discovered her son is missing.
Did he take his bike?
No.
Okay, because somebody saw a little kid on a bike. They posted it, but I didn't know if he brought it.
Well, he did, unless he took it sooner and brought it back because Lena ends up getting the bike. There's one picture someone said he was on.
Okay.
And he was taking the switch.
Letitia remains oddly calm. She sticks to her initial alibi, claiming Gannon was at a friend's house. A statement easily disproven, as he never left home after returning earlier. Clearly something is wrong, but to the officers, she still appears to be just a concerned mother as they continue searching her house.
Because you weren't in here in the beginning, right? I didn't know if I had that box cutter and all that stuff in there because I told him about he dropped a candle last night.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I must have picked it up. I was just making sure. I didn't want you to be like, oh, just a box cutter. But yeah, I had to cut this, and I told them I wasn't even going to tell Dad, and I was going to figure out a way to put this in there from the situation, but
At least you got a carpet. Yeah,
right. I just took it and like covered up with the carpet and stuff like that. But
does he have any friends around here?
There is let me look on this thing. He did have this one like boat thing.
That's where you're supposed to be at down the road.
But they checked that already?
They went over there and talked to him, and they're like, no, we hadn't seen him at all.
Oh, okay.
He did have this like
And you talked to parents, right? You didn't talk to...
Yeah, Connor's mom came over, who is a friend he hangs out with all the time. So they come over. The people here, the friends, they were just the ones that were at the door with the bike. Okay. They came over. A bunch of people came over.
It's important to note that officers haven't yet completed a full search of the house. Only a quick surface level check. Yet strangely, Letitia is doing everything she can to confine them to just 2 areas. The living room, where a section of carpet is burned, and Gannon's bedroom. Her suspicious behavior only intensifies, as she seems determined to keep the officers exactly where she wants them.
He forgets to like bring this or bring that or bring this or bring that. You know?
Still good.
Yeah.
So no clothes are missing or nothing?
No, we actually lay out all the clothes all the time. Like for, like every day at school, we lay out clothes, we do whatever.
Is his jacket gone?
He had he has several jackets. Like it depends on, I'm very like fashion. So like it just depends on jackets. Like he might have this black one with this, or there's a blue one with this.
So he had a jacket?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Silver jackets. Like you see the kid has, like tons and tons of clothes, and he just, he has all that stuff, so.
This was the moment officers realized Letitia was hiding something. She abruptly closed the door, as if to conceal whatever was in the basement from their view. Her actions, words, and attempts to steer them away from certain parts of the house didn't go unnoticed. As a result, her devices were seized for forensic analysis, leading investigators to a disturbing discovery. A video recorded on Sunday, January 26th, just one day before Gannon was reported missing.
Gannon, I promise this is the last time I'm gonna ask you. I'm just freaked out, okay? Are you sure you didn't do it on purpose?
He did it.
Okay, we promise. He promised.
On purpose.
Pinky promise.
Pinky.
Okay, alright, so, listen, we're gonna have to sell stuff to fix it. So, we figure out what we gotta sell. We can sell the sofa, because we gotta get it fixed, so lady, don't be mad at us and kick us out the house. Okay?
The video, filmed by Letitia, shows the aftermath of Gannon allegedly dropping a candle on the carpet, leaving a burn mark. What it doesn't reveal is that Gannon also suffered burn injuries to his arms from the candle. Instead of caring for his wounds, Letitia can be heard harshly scolding him. During the phone analysis, officers also uncovered a call Letitia made to her husband, 𝐼𝐸𝐷, informing him about the incident.
He told me it was just his arms. So I didn't see anything that would have thrown a flag that I had to be like, oh my God, emergency or anything like that.
But if his arms was bubbling, that's not an emergency?
Well, it hadn't broke skin, like it was just underneath. In my mind, I'm like, let's evaluate the situation tomorrow and see or whatever. It wasn't burn mark, it was bubbly. I didn't see it as a bad thing. I just knew he was like, it's not hurting. We put aloe on it and I assumed, okay.
As heartbreaking as the call was, the burns Gannon described were likely second degree, given his mention of a freezing sensation and the presence of blisters. The details so far cast Letitia in an extremely troubling light, but officers still needed to confirm what truly happened, especially since Gannon vanished shortly after the incident. On January 30th, 3 days after his disappearance, Letitia was brought in for an interview so detectives could piece together the events leading up to that day.
So Gannon had started a candle. Again, normal day. He's very responsible in terms of if you give him something and say, do this, and this, like a list to prepare, he's fine. So we let him, do things like that. So I didn't see a problem with him, light a candle, whatever. And Lena asked me could she stay up and still watch the rest of her iPad or whatever. It was just her birthday, and I was trying to give her a little bit extra because we went all out for Gannon's birthday. We took him to a Rockies game. We took friends with him.
It was already suspicious that Letitia kept going off on tangents, starting the conversation by emphasizing the loving relationship she claimed to have with her children, particularly her daughter Harley Hunt, whom she called Lena. It was almost as if she was trying to frame the candle incident as something unintentional.
So it starts beeping. It's like a beep, 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 beep. And I thought that someone was coming in the house. I didn't see anything going on. Then it started saying fire, 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 fire. So there was smoke coming up through the basement. So then I ran back downstairs to get Gannon. And then the fire was on the floor over here, then on the sofa. So I'm pretending this is the sofa and this is our floor. So it was right here and right here. And I saw the candle that was over here. So there was covers everywhere because the kids always get on them about, they leave a lot of covers laying around all the time. I take a whole bunch of them and I go and basically smash down on the sofa and the fire to put it out. So I got a burn and then I was like, get up again and started running at that point because it wakes him up. He's alert. He's realizing that the covers and everything's on fire, the carpet's on fire, and we all go outside.
According to Letitia, the incident was a freak accident. Gannon had accidentally knocked over a candle, sparking a small fire on the basement carpet. This was the same cutout section of carpet she had previously shown officers. But the story didn't add up. Second-degree burns on both arms from a single knocked-over candle seemed highly unlikely, if not impossible. Gannon would have had the sense to move away from the flames, especially since it was a slow-burning candle fire. To make matters even stranger, when Letitia described Gannon's injuries this time, her account differed from what she had told Albert earlier.
I was scared because my thought process was Albert is going to kill me. Because I made a mistake as a parent and forgot to really check him down. And he really got a little bit more burned than he should have. So I was freaking out because it's he's going to kill me. And Gannon was like, it's okay. There was blood. And he had on his arms. And as it was peeling, I should have called.
What did he have blood at?
I should have called the hospital and just asked, I don't know enough about burns, but I should have called the hospital and just asked, I made a mistake.
Letitia made a major slip-up. She claimed Gannon was bleeding from his burns, contradicting what she had previously told Albert. This inconsistency raised serious doubts for detectives, who began to suspect the fire wasn't just an accident. While they couldn't yet prove exactly what happened, one thing was clear: Letitia was lying. Guilty suspects often make significant changes to their stories, unlike innocent people who tend to stick to the same account. In Leticia's case, she had altered key details about the candle incident, including her own recorded reaction, which set off multiple red flags. Detectives now suspected she might also be willing to change her original alibi about 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽's disappearance, and possibly hide even more critical information.
He goes in through the garage. I go in. I'm getting ready to put up the things, stuff like that. As we got inside, I heard something, but I didn't think anything about it because I thought, maybe 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽 was like doing something. Maybe we were like doing whatever. And the guy was in there, and I gave him the code.
The guy from the...
Yeah, it's all my fault because I gave him our code to fix the carpet.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have. And then when I walked downstairs, I hear something again. Well, at that point in time, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽 was on the sofa, and I saw him, and I heard something again, and I walked on around, and he was standing in there. He had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes.
Okay.
He had one of the guns.
Okay.
And I was terrified.
Okay.
So terrified. And then he just knocked me down and like towards 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽's room. And he was hitting on me. It was like hard, like on the ground.
Just as detectives suspected, Leticia's alibi shifted from claiming 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽 went to visit a friend to alleging that an intruder had broken into her home. But this was only the beginning of her outlandish lies, as she now claimed the encounter with this so-called stranger had escalated.
I'm like pleading and like talking and like all these things going on, like just back and forth with him. And why are you doing this? Why did you hurt us? Why are you doing these things? And then he was like on top of me again. And then I kind of lied out again because he just hit my head again.
Really?
And then, yes, and then he was like, he asked me to give him a suitcase. And I gave him a brown suitcase. And then he hit me on the head again. And I like right here. He just kept like hitting me right there like that.
Okay.
And so then he did that, and then I blacked out again. I was having panic attacks. And then I don't know what happened from there. I really don't. I don't know. I just know that I did lie. I did. When they came, I did say, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽 left, whatever, but you know that. But he never did. He never left to go play. Or I just didn't know what to do, and I panicked in the moment. And I didn't want Albert to be like trying to hurt us because we kind of get in a lot of fights. Yeah. And I just want you to know that's the only reason that I made up the lie.
To verify Leticia's assault claim, officers offered a sexual assault nurse examiner evaluation, but she refused. CCTV footage also showed no one entering or leaving the 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐿 home after she and 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽 returned, casting serious doubt on her story. Detectives turned the case over to the FBI, who reviewed neighbors' surveillance and discovered that the morning after 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽 disappeared, Leticia rented a Kia for 24 hours. By the time she returned it, the car had racked up an alarming 955 miles in just a single day. This strongly suggested that Leticia had likely killed 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽 after they returned home at 2 p.m., then left the next morning, January 28th, to dispose of his body. While the general sequence seemed clear, the exact circumstances of the murder remained unknown. To uncover the truth, federal investigators called Leticia in for another interview on March 2nd, 1 month after 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐽's disappearance, in hopes of piecing together the baffling details of his disappearance and probable murder.
Because of the nature of the warrant, it being a murder warrant, we need to know the real story because you put out quite a few different stories.
Put out to who?
Well, we heard a lot of the stories to Al.
To Albert?
Mm-hmm.
The reason I already knew someone was listening to him, but because of him not ever being supportive, and I tried originally to talk to him when he first got there, that was the only reason I said those things to him, was just because I was out of anger and out of hurt and not being able to have support. It was nothing to do with me saying those things to him was just being what is the word you want to call it? Selfish or facetious or whatever you want to call it. I did have originally initial different thoughts on certain things, and that was me trying to basically read him and try to figure the situation out. So I understand that you may have heard those or whatever you may have heard, and that's okay because that totally was not.
Leticia was referring to rumors about tension between her and Albert. Since Albert served in the National Guard, he was rarely home, and she felt he gave her little attention. This led to instability in their relationship, something Leticia initially downplayed as minor concerns she had about him. However, when the officer questions her about suspicious searches found on her phone, she immediately spirals into a state of sheer panic.
Do you know in here I even have what you entered in your phone? The stuff that you've entered and deleted? Like blood is spurting from an arterial bleed, direct pressure not controlling.
Do what? I didn't look this up.
It's from your phone.
Blood is what?
Spurting from an arterial bleed.
No.
Somebody did from your phone. I don't like my stepson.
No.
I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce? I'll stalk cheating. I'll stalk Instagram. I'll stalk cheating in Colorado Springs. How to get blood out of sheets.
Out of sheets?
Mm-hmm. I want immunity.
Oh, the blood out of sheets was because we always had always nosebleeds. If I ever looked up blood out of sheets, it was nosebleeds.
And I figured it might be something.
I didn't ever look up anything about an artery or something unless it went from something else.
It's on your phone.
And I never looked up anything about my stepson unless someone else did.
The searches the investigator mentioned were just a handful of the 34 𝐿aTisha conducted between January 25th and 28th, the exact period when 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 went missing. Conveniently, she had an explanation ready for each and every one.
The reason I brought up gangs is you looked up, I want immunity because it was gang related. And this sounds like, find me a new husband, find me a rich guy who wants to take care of his kids.
The new husband is just because Albert already knew that was about the lady Debbie Sherrill who wanted to find a new husband after 35 or something. He picked me about Amazon.
And like a lot of these can have nothing to do with this.
It doesn't.
I get it. I'm doing all the work for my stepkids and their mom doesn't help.
Oh, that bothered me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame
Oh, yes, because I wanted them to be mine. Like,
one day, some people will wish they treated you differently, which I get that. Parenting should be for people, not one. What a societal person might say. I mean, these make me very sad when I read them because I can see you're doing all the work at home by yourself.
Which I wanted to be there. Like, I wanted to totally have the kids as my children. That's the point you're not getting. Like, I wanted those kids to be saying to me that I'm their mom.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the person who does it, cares for them, loves them, everything.
As if that weren't incriminating enough, investigators uncovered 12 deleted search terms on 𝐿aTisha's iPhone, all related to her desire for a new husband and her frustration with being with Albert.
About what do you do if you suspect a person swallowed poison? Did somebody actually swallow poison?
Poison? I don't know. I always click things and read them. No one
Did somebody swallow it?
No one swallowed any poison.
Okay. You will never forgive me and treat me like a princess. You'll never know when it's too late.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always search for things when Albert was gone.
What is an Alford plea? Did you figure out what an Alford plea was?
Alford plea?
Yeah.
I think somebody asked me that and I probably searched it.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
You remember? What did you remember?
I don't remember. I just remember something. Because someone was writing that online. So if anyone wrote something online, I looked it up. Just like the other day, someone wrote something about FBI coming or something, and if I see something online, I always Google.
Normally, when a suspect is found guilty at trial, they face the maximum sentence. However, there's a legal loophole known as the Alford plea, where a suspect pleads guilty while still claiming innocence, avoiding the maximum penalty and instead receiving a predetermined sentence. Of course, 𝐿aTisha had a convenient explanation for even this highly incriminating search and continued to deflect all evidence against her. Because of her evasive behavior, the detectives shifted the focus elsewhere. A preliminary search of the home revealed bloodstains in the back of the truck, in 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞's living space, and even on sections of the cut-up carpet.
Seeing the markers from the spray. The spray went from the bed all the way up here. Well, you had to clean it up.
I don't know anything about that.
It comes from aspirated blood.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
No.
It means that he didn't accidentally do it.
Okay. Whatever.
So that's what we were waiting on for the warrants, because somebody struck 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 in the bed.
If someone struck 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 in the bed, thank God we were all drugged then. If that's what you're saying happened.
Well, then can you tell me how that blood got on the wall?
Sure.
That's 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞's blood on the wall.
Okay, well, I guess, sir, if you think you have all the answers, then
You're making me guess.
I'm not.
You've got the answers.
I'm not making a guess, sir.
It doesn't look like it does on TV. Have you ever watched Criminal Minds or Profilers?
I don't watch any of that stuff because I don't do bad things to people.
You know, good people watch those shows.
I don't do any of that. I don't do bad things to people.
Right now, you're the last person with 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞.
I don't do bad things to people. I don't.
I don't think you do bad things to people.
I don't do bad things to anyone, and I didn't do anything bad to 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞.
I think something bad happened to Gannon, and I don't know of a way to get you to tell me about it.
When Gannon came home on January 27th, a doorbell camera picked up audio of neighborhood dogs barking frantically, triggered by what sounded like Gannon screaming. By 5 p.m., just 3 hours after the screams, Letitia instructed her daughter Harley Hunt to purchase cleaning supplies from a nearby Dollar Tree. The items included baking soda, vinegar, trash. The baking soda and carpet powder were intended to absorb blood odors and clean minor carpet stains, the vinegar to remove deeper wall stains and disinfect, and the trash bags to conceal Gannon's body. Officers later discovered that Gannon's body had been hidden just inches from where they searched, likely in a section of the basement or garage. Every spot Letitia pointed out, the garage, the carpet, and Gannon's room, was later confirmed to contain traces of his blood. Her earlier internet searches on human anatomy suggested she had stabbed Gannon in an artery, causing arterial spray, before frantically trying to clean up the scene. She had even backed her vehicle fully into the driveway, its rear interior soaked with blood, evidence that abuse had occurred before they returned home. As investigators began piecing the truth together, Letitia's feigned innocence quickly shifted into frantic attempts to deflect every accusation. Notably, Letitia used the word motive.
Why would I hurt our child? I had everything in the world. Why? I have no motive. None. Don't have the first motive. Everything I wanted in my life, I had it. Why? Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense a lot of the time what happens inside of a house.
And sir, I don't even know what you're talking about. All I can tell you is I did not hurt him.
A term commonly associated with law enforcement when charging a suspect, suggesting she had researched legal procedures in case she was ever caught, much like her earlier searches on the Alford plea. Still, the investigator knew there was only so much she could deny in the face of hard evidence. He pressed her further, assuring her that his primary concern was Gannon's safety, not just the crimes she may have committed. Faced with such overwhelming evidence, most suspects would break under the pressure and submit to arrest.
I do want to help, and whether you did this or not, it doesn't matter to me. With all the evidence that they have, the reason why it took so long is the district attorney wanted to wait and wait and wait till they made sure they could win in the courtroom.
Okay.
And I've done no body homicides before. They have more on this case than we do on most of them.
Okay. But if you have what you need, why do you keep asking me?
Because our goal is to find Gannon. Our goal is not to prosecute you. That is the district attorney's job. We're investigators. And like you've just seen, I do a poor job about half the time because I have to guess. Because as much as we tried to track you with your cars and your phones and whatever else, there are gaps. We do have, like I told you, the blood in the house. We do have, do you know about the board that was thrown in the forest? Letitia?
Oh. What? I'm sorry, sir. What?
The board that has Gannon's blood on it that was thrown in the forest.
Okay. So all right, so what?
You got your DNA on it.
Letitia, however, did the opposite, continuing to deny every claim the detective made, while inadvertently providing him with even more incriminating details. Letitia had just admitted to being the last person to see Gannon alive. Throughout the interview, she also acknowledged his injuries, the locations of his blood, and potential motives. With all these details coming directly from her, the conversation felt less like an interrogation and more like a confession to murder. Letitia, plagued by deep resentment toward her husband Albert over his National Guard career and an intense inferiority complex toward Gannon's biological mother, Landon Bullard, spiraled after the candle incident when Gannon wished for his mother's presence. Enraged, she attempted to stage his death as an accidental fire, but when that failed, she took a day off work and brutally murdered him, meticulously trying to erase all evidence. The case against her quickly became airtight. 8 days after her interview, Letitia was arrested, but during transport to county jail, her frustration and instability drove her to a desperate final act, attempting to escape and becoming a fugitive.
She keeps threatening me. Stop. Well, she keeps threatening me.
Stop it.
Well, she keeps on threatening me. I have stopped it. She keeps on.
She got out of the restraints.
She keeps on threatening me.
Put your arm down.
I will for you. She keeps
Put your arm down. Put your arm down.
Well, she keeps threatening me the whole time.
Tisha?
you. I said I would with you. Then give me your arm now. Well, I said I would with you. I said I would with you. I said I would with you, Miss. I'm just asking to breathe. That's it. Just to breathe. That's all I want to do is breathe. You're hurting my arm.
My phone is jacking.
You're hurting my arm. You're hurting my arm. I just want my arm. It's hurting my arm. Just let my arm out.
𝐿𝐻𝐫𝐿 complained of discomfort and pain, yet showed cruel satisfaction when inflicting far worse on 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐫, even laughing before officers. His death was slow and agonizing 49 days later. His body was found in a suitcase beneath the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐫 Bay Bridge in Florida, over 1,300 miles from home. The autopsy revealed he'd been forcibly drugged with medication only 𝐿𝐻𝐫𝐿 could access, likely to prolong his suffering before she ended his life with a gunshot to the jaw. For nearly 2 months, 𝐿𝐻𝐫𝐿 knew exactly what she had done. During her trial, phone calls were played in court in which she pleaded with Albert to stop cooperating with investigators, hoping it would lead to her getting immunity.
I need to know something about my son. I need to know something about 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐽. Do you know if he's safe? Do you know, is he safe? Where is he at? Do you have anything?
And if I killed 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐽, really?
What about this? I'm trying to think of any way to cue the police to offer you immunity if they can, okay?
Because they'll try to incriminate me for this. I need immunity.
I think they'd give it to you because this is big that he was there and they missed it. Because then they're gonna want to cover their shit for not finding him.
Despite her desperate pleas, Albert continued working with authorities to ensure 𝐿𝐻𝐫𝐿 was held accountable. 3 years later, on May 8, 2023, her trial ended with the maximum penalty under Colorado law, a life sentence without parole, plus 156 years.